यत्र यत्र मनो देहि धारयेत् सकलं धिया स्नेहाद्वेषाद् भयाद्वापि याति तत्तत् स्वरूपताम्. Yatra yatra manodehi. Yatra yatra is wherever manodehi, the soul fixes the mind. Dharayet sakalam dhiya. Dharayet fixes with the full consciousness. Sakalam dhiya. Sneha, dvesha, bhaya, dvapi. And this concentration can come because of multiple emotions. Here 3 emotions are given: affection, aversion, affection, envy and fear. Snehad, Dveshad, Bhayad, Vapi, Yati Tattat Swarupatam. From there one will attain that kind of Swarupatam. So here Krishna is speaking about an important principle in which involves the intersection of psychology and reincarnation. Psychology deals with the study of the human mind and our thought patterns, mental habits. Now, reincarnation deals with the change of the soul's body from one body to another. Now, where is the intersection between these two? That intersection happens in the arena of in the arena of the soul's journey from this body to the next body. At a smaller level, we could say that at a lower or smaller level, we could say that actually the intersection happens between 2 levels. That the soul who is eternal and the soul who is transcendental can attain eternal existence by the practice of by cultivating thoughts about the eternal. But I'm taking that is the ultimate application of this. But let's look at it at the short term, medium term and long term application of this principle. At the short term level, now if people get attracted to a particular movie star, a particular sports star, then they may want to have the hairstyle like that person, dress like that person, move their hands like that person. And in this way, they tattat swarupatam, we could say. To some extent, their bodily features become like their stars. So whatever they meditate on, whoever they think about regularly, tattat swarupatam, they attain like that. But that is just a visual illustration to exemplify a much deeper principle. And of course this example is simplistic, but it visually illustrates that point. Now what is the principle which is very profound here? That the principle is the subtle body is the template of the gross body. Just like things are developed around a particular template, and the template is developed on a moment-to-moment basis. The template of our consciousness, which is manifested through our subtle body, is developed by our moment-to-moment choices. Whatever we think of at a particular time, that is what we attain. Eventually. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajityante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavita. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. So whatever we remember, tajityante kalevaram, whatever we remember at the time of death, tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavita. That particular bhava, bhavitaha, will become manifest. That particular nature will become manifest. A bhav can mean emotion and bhav can mean existence. So our particular emotion manifests our particular existence. In this way, the soul manifests in material nature. Now, the crucial thing to recognize here is that Krishna, this particular verse is stating that the Bhagavad Gita verse says that Yam yam vapi smaran bhava tijatya. Whatever is the consciousness at the time of death, that will manifest in our next life. That we will attain. Tat tat swarupatam. We will attain that. But now, what will be thought of our at the time of our death will be determined by what is our thoughts, what is the pattern of our thoughts, what is the level of our thoughts during the lifetime we have it. So that brings us to the next level over here, that we live at a particular level of existence. In now, our level of existence is not in terms of you can say mean sea level, altitude above mean sea level. We're not talking about the level of existence in that sense. The level of existence is the level of our consciousness. So the level of existence is what is the level of our normal habitual thought pattern. So if habitually we are thinking about sense gratification, then that means that we are living at the sensory level of reality, where we are conscious of our senses and we are conscious of the sense objects that appear attractive to those senses. So that is the sensory level of consciousness. So like that, our level of existence is determined not by our physical location, but by our emotional disposition. Now, once we understand this point, then the next question comes up. What is it that determines where we live in material existence? So, or where we will go? Yes. So now, what we explain is that where we will go after death will be determined by what we think about at the time of death. What we think about at the time of death will be determined by what we think about at present, and what we think about at present is determined not just by what are our externals presently, but what are the kind of thoughts we choose and cultivate presently. So when we understand that what I am thinking right now is going to affect my fate, then that helps us to recognize that our cultivating the consciousness needs to be done vigorously. If we neglect the practice of the cultivation of our consciousness in the right direction, of purifying our consciousness, of elevating our consciousness towards Krishna, if we neglect that, then the result of it is that we often end up getting unconsciously pulled into a particular direction, to a particular destination, which we never realize. So we may be externally living as devotees, but if internally we are entertaining and enjoying worldly desires, and we are fantasizing the gratification of those worldly desires, and if our worldly desires are stronger than our devotional desires, then those desires will catapult us towards a worldly destination. We will get a form that is appropriate for that worldly destination. Tat tat swarupatam. So the point is that we need to be careful about not getting ourselves deluded by the Lord, material energy, because ultimately whatever illusion a person is displaying, the capacity to delude others also is coming from the Lord. So let's wait and watch to see how the Lord inspires devotee to serve accordingly in an extreme situation. So, thank you.